On the attack, the back set. Ah, fantastic.
Wow. Solid block from Tibayan on that attack.
Back to Adamson. Jimenez with that back set.
The Philippine Coast Guard defense, solid blocking coming from the orange shirts. One more try.
Good net defense by the Generals.
Almodiel scoring through the blockers. Eusebio Pumalo sent up.
Set up job DiMarco. Combination play. And they're up 5-0. LaSalle on the attack. Combination again.
UST ready for it. Then the drop.
And that's another successful hit coming from Camposan.
Coverage was good. But look at San Andres.
Action continues in the Spikers Turf 2019 Open Conference as two teams will be looking for their first wins in this tournament. The Ateneo Blue Eagles debuting in the Spikers Turf Open Conference. LPU having already lost 2 matches, and now they will be trying to get their first win, hoping that Ateneo will start out a bit rusty in this tournament. Good day, volleyball fans. Judd Sulit here with Sheila Salaysay. Sheila, it's always a great deal, a great treat whenever two collegiate teams face off.
Yes, that's correct. You know, one of the crowd favorites, I believe, school-based team we have here at Ateneo, and of course, Lyceum still searching for that first win, and so it's going to be a good match for today.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, 2 losses already for LPU Ateneo. Well, they're a bit behind in terms of schedule as they'll just be playing their first game in today.
That's correct. Well, the Jet Spikers still on top with 2 wins and a 0 loss together with Eco Oil DLSU. Easy trip, 1-0, and Ateneo first appearance in this league. LPU 0-2 losses, and of course Scorpions at the bottom.
And of course, Ateneo, you know, this is a school, a team that has been celebrated in the large platform of volleyball in the Philippines. So most of these names already have established, as well as the team itself. You know, they've established, they are known already in this field.
That's correct. Well, you see names such as Magaja, of course, and Jigha, and we also have Medallia. You know, these are guys who already played in the previous conference. And a coach, you know, Timothy Santo Tomas, still has additionals for them to be more formidable for this league.
That's right. Now, Sheila, let's discuss the last match of the Pirates, where they faced Eco Oil, backed, of course, by the De La Salle Green Spikers. LPU, they were able to even up the set count 1 apiece, but from then on, Eco Oil took over.
That's correct. You can see the numbers. Colonia, the team captain, together with Tibayan, you know, their tandem, well, able to contribute that much, but still insufficient because towards the game, you know, these guys from Eco Oil, you have Merat, and everyone else really, you know, delivered, you know, all throughout or towards that match.
Well, these two teams are hoping that they can finally barge into the winning column. Of course, LPU hoping to turn the tides towards their favor. We'll start this match in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.
Presenting Presenting National Referee. Second referee, Mr. Yul Biloso, International Referee. Let's now meet the starting six for the Lyceum of the Philippines Pirates. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 9, Juvic Colonia. At number 1, Kier Andre Tibayan. Number 3, Mark Castellano. At number 4, Harvey Dizon. Number 12, Miko Binyas. And number 14, Simart Saporna. Starting libero is number 11, Kian Carlo Moral. With head coach, Mr. Emil Lontok. Let's now meet the starters for the Ateneo de Manila University Blue Eagles. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 1, Lawrence Hill Magaja. At number 2, Kurt Michael Aguilar. Number 3, Ron Adrian Medalla. Number 11, Canciano Llenos. Number 12, Chumason Enjiga. And number 16, Giancarlo Glorioso. Starting libero is number 5, Nance Adre de Castro. With head coach, Timothy Santo Tomas. This is match number 26, preliminaries of Pool B. Good luck to both teams.
Take a look at the starters now for LPU. You have Tibayan, Dizon, Castellano, Saporna, Binyas, Morales, and of course, Juvic Colonia, top scored for them in that match against Eco Oil. And for Ateneo, will be introducing themselves here in the Open Conference in Jigha. Aguilar, Medalla, Lienos, Glorioso, Magdia, and their libero will be De Castro. What do you expect, Sheila, from the Ateneo brand of volleyball, as they open up their campaign here in the Open Conference?
Well, this lineup so far on the floor, we've seen them play in the previous conference, and they lost, of course, Mark Espejo, but they are, I believe, more experienced comparing to Lyceum. But, we've already witnessed how this guys of Coach Emil Lontok perform in their previous games. It's going to be really tough again for them.
Well, we open things up here. And Jigha looking to provide the first point for Ateneo in this tournament, and he does.
He was very excited at the onset. He already knew that Magaja will set that ball to him, although it's a bit low. Good adjustment for Njigha.
I think back in the warm-ups, you were watching Ateneo, and Njigha was already really pumped up. You could tell by the way he was warming up, a little bit more intense compared to the rest of his teammates. He's been looking forward to this debut for sure.
Definitely, most of their opponents in Pool B already had 3 games, but this is their first to see in action.
And Jigha again. You see that intensity very early in this match, and that's why Magaja has been going to that guy.
Whether it's a quick or back quick, that setup is effective for Njigha.
Ron Medalla now serving for Ateneo. Their other provider for points, but this time it's the blocking. Ateneo looking very good to start this match.
You can see how prepared they are already coming into this game with their offense and defense as well. And that service, that ball just hit the line.
Our line judge on top of that situation, rewarding the point to the Blue Eagles, who are now up 4-1. Once more, Medalla. That one is clearly out now. And a chance for LPU rather, for Lyceum to re-engage, but back to the drawing board and settle down. That's very important when you fall behind early in a match. That's not going to help them though in their cause.
In the previous match against Eco Oil started very aggressive, very similar to how Ateneo is performing right now. And that just took a toll on the first set of Lyceum.
Oh, nice find there. Viñas acknowledging that empty spot on the side of Ateneo, using an off-speed. Take a look at this once more.
And a great eye for Viñas. And that combination play, that's a tough angle for him.
My bad, Sheila. It was actually Tibayan who rose behind and converted there. Ateneo,
And
that's out, hitting the antenna.
Kurt Aguilar committed his first attack error.
So LPU showing signs of life once again. They fell behind 4-1, but then 3-1 run coming from the Pirates.
So that's a great dig
Absolutely.
by Golioso.
Here's Ateneo, Glorioso. Try to go for that soft touch. Nice dive there for De Castro. Medalla. LPU all over it. And tough angle.
Saporna getting too excited from that attack. But you see now how resilient the defense Lyceum has or is in that last rally. And the great digs of their liberos. It just gives life to how they can execute their defense.
And with the help of the net, Aguilar collects the first ace of this game.
Don't know what happened in that last sequence for Lyceum. Everybody just looked at the ball, not even attempted to step.
And that's why communication is extremely important in this sport. Almost back-to-back aces for Aguilar, but LPU, you mentioned their defense resilient. Llenos wiping it off the block.
Well, Llenos, he is one of, I can say, older players of Coach Timothy Santo Tomas. And from this replay, a great attack, attempting just to hit that down the line.
This is the tournament system, and as you probably already know, we have 24 teams vying for the championship here in the Open Conference, making sure that things are absolutely exciting in this tournament.
That's correct, and of course, each game is important as it is, since this is going to be a single round robin. All the 24 teams are grouped into 4 pools, and the leaders of each pool will gain a twice-to-beat advantage. And of course, the semifinal round is going to be a best-of-3 series. The battle for bronze is a knockout game, while the battle for a gold medal will be a best-of-3 series again.
Ateneo committing an error there on the serve. Sheila, how much advantage would you say Ateneo has having seen the rest of the competition in their group before they are playing their first match?
Well, you know, they are already exposed, have an experience in this kind of tournament since the last conference, going up against, you know, our club-based teams. And for our newbies, LPU, the first time, you know, in our league, it's a more of an exposure and an experience as well for them.
Now, there was a positional error committed, and it was revoked, I believe.
You know, I like the confidence of Coach Timothy. You know, he's sure that his players are in the right position.
That point was taken away, so for a while, our score was indeed 8-6, but then referee corrected his call, so we're back at 8-5. Chance ball for Ateneo. Magadia. They had to come up with something there. We've had long rallies here in this match. Aguilar trying to end that one. Not yet, says LPU. And that will be a net touch on the Pirates.
You know, we've seen that a couple of times already in the first set. You know, most of the attackers crossing that line. That is because the set is just too close to the net. And, you know, you like the effort of making an adjustment, but the blockers of Ateneo making it too difficult for the spikers of Lyceum.
Abay Lieno serving now for Ateneo. As you mentioned, one of the veterans on that team. Look at the power on that hit.
No, that's a strong cross-court attack. Of course, for that is Juntik.
Yeah, Colonia was
yes,
the one
Jubik,
who
Colonia.
we did mention he was the top scorer for LPO against Eco Oil.
Well, he has been consistent for the past 2 games.
But Medalla goes down the line.
And that is the first point for Medalla.
And you know that man, once he gets activated, initiated, he can prove to be a problem for any opposing team.
That's correct.
Ateneo up by 4 in the first set, but they give up a free point.
No, too many service errors already. That's the 4th one for Ateneo. Easily points given to Lyceum.
Magadia going to Enjiga.
Good read by Dizon, yes.
Yeah. Medalla this time going cross court, and it could not be handled by Kier Tibayan.
You know how much he was able to make an adjustment from that low set far from the net. He was able to find his angle. And I got that attack.
Well, among the players of the Blue Eagles, Ron Medalla will have to be at the top of the list in terms of having proven what he can do with the volleyball. But that time, his defense was not enough to stop Kier Tibayan.
You know, that gives justice to his name, and I've seen that in the previous match. That, you know, he is fearless every time he hits that ball, no matter how tall the blocker is.
Now serving will be Castellano. And that will be the first ace for LPU.
Miscommunication between De Castro and Medalla.
So Ateneo will be able to get a few points up on the board, but then LPU will get them right back. That's why it's only a 2-point lead for the Blue Eagles. A close one here in the first set. Enchiga says, close? I don't think so.
You know, for a quick attack, that set is just quite far from the net. And low, but Enjiga able to make an adjustment again. Same spot, same result. Points for Ateneo.
You know, I was watching Enjiga warm up, like I mentioned earlier. I think he likes his set a little bit
Far.
No, yeah, farther than usual.
Okay.
Because I was seeing Magadia really set up that Enjiga that way, even during the warm-ups. And I was already seeing it, and I was about to mention it to you that it looks a little bit awkward, but it was always a good conversion for Enjiga.
Right, because if a middle hitter like Enjiga, tall middle hitter, they prefer a set near to the net. But that time, he was a bit late for the approach, just hitting that ball towards the tape.
That allows LPU to climb within 1 point now, 12-11. Dizon will be serving. Targets de Castro, Magaja. Lienos out on that attack, and we are all tied up at 12.
You can see how solid the contact of Lienos to the ball, but that hit just too strong.
And he apologizes too. There's a chance for Ateneo to reclaim advantage.
Great coverage for LPU.
Aguilar will try again the coverage, the block point.
And that bow and arrow was seen again. Great defense by Nico Biñas.
Let's take a listen into the huddle of Coach Timmy of Ateneo.
Ikaw naman, Abay, single block. Bakit papalo ka pa ng mahaba? Single block ka ni. Di ba? Palo na ng diretso na mabilis, Abay. Let's go. Ayan tayo eh. Nagiging impatient tayo, Abay. Ha? Binibigay sa inyo ng teammates nyo ng maayos yung bola. Don't be impatient. Sorry. Chu, tingin mo rin yung bola. Kailangan marinig ka ng setter mo. Kasi papasok ka lang pero hindi ka naririnig eh.
This was the last block that was taken by LPU, and Ateneo probably saying, wait, they're not the usual opponents who brings out the bow and arrow.
That's right.
Usually, arch rivals namin yun, pati ba naman dito?
But you know, I like the point of Coach Timothy in that huddle. You have to be impatient. I have to be patient. You know, no matter how much excited you want to get a score every time, but seeing the defense of Lyceum, you know, improving at the start of the set, then you have to make an adjustment.
How about this? LPU has taken a 2-point lead. They were down by as many as 4 points earlier. Service error once again for Lyceum.
No, these guys of Coach Emil Lontok, they usually, for the past 2 games, they start slow, and then when they already into the rhythm, they continue to get points. But you know, towards the end, they commit errors. You know, not enough time for them to cope, but there is a check ball committed by Ateneo, so that point will be awarded to LPU.
Now LPU applying pressure on the Blue Eagles. Earlier part of this first set, it was pretty much all Ateneo. They started out strong, but then, you know, what's gonna kill the momentum of LPU? All these service errors they're committing.
Right, totally agree. Well, with just 2 quotations, LP already committed 3 2 back-to-back service errors.
Sayang, because that could propel them to, you know, maybe taking a commanding advantage here. However, Ateneo commits an error themselves, and now we are in our second technical timeout of the first set. LPU up by 2. LPU doing a great job here in the first set. And we'll see a lot of highlights from the Pirates because they were able to turn around what once was a 4-point lead for Ateneo. Now it's LPU up by 2.
You know, that's the patience that Coach Timothy was, you know, mentioned earlier to his guys, and we've seen that on the side of the Pirates.
And that's why the confidence of LPU sky high right now. LPU serving once more. That was a good serve. Lienos activated, and that one goes out. And Coach Temi Santo Tomas, looking at Lienos, pretty much saying, what did we talk about earlier?
That is his third attack error already, and still the same direction. But, Liena's having a tough time when it comes to the adjustment.
Magacha now going to Glorioso. Still couldn't get a point. Ateneo. Lienos. Oh, good dive there. However,
Double contact violation.
yeah.
Called
And
against Oporna.
sayang lang yung dive talaga ni Golyoso. It was a thing of beauty, and he really saved that ball.
You can see how diligent the liberos of our teams right now.
I would have to agree 100%. Even De Castro on the side of Ateneo has been marvelous. LPU.
Overset.
And easily converted by Glorioso. That regalo, a break that Ateneo needed.
That's right. Well, Glorioso, of course, one of the towers of Ateneo, really dominating, the net defense for Coach Timothy.
Still LPU ahead, 17-16. We're only in the opening set of this match. This is the Spikers Turf Open Conference on One Sports. Thank you for watching. Ateneo versus LPU. The Blue Eagles just served. The LPU trying to get this point. And off the block. Oh, but there is gonna be...
no touch.
Yeah, check that. It's gonna be Ateneo collecting that point. 17 apiece, and now it's Coach Emil Lontok calling a timeout.
Pinapalo mo sa net. Matakas ka tumalong. Kunin mo sa pinakamatas mo hindi baon. Sigipin mo. Oo lang yan, oh. Sakay ng bola. Guys, dahan-dahan lang. Kalma ka lang sa receive, Kalma ka lang sa receive. Ha? Oh, yan. Ito yan, oh. Pakina naman, blocker na yan. Hindi siya galing bumlock, eh. O, yan, oh. Saan ka nang galing dito? Big pick. Big pick. Pag big pick siya na, pag nakita mo, hindi mo magdadilya mo. Patong to, dulo to. See? Let's go.
Sheila, I think it was clear that here in the first set, during the times that medyo nagkakalat yung LPU, yun yung times na nanggigil sila. We saw over-eagerness. But then when they're settled down, they're able to get that first ball, make volleyball as simple as it can be for them. That's when they were able to get the lead.
That's correct. The thing with, earlier, they were in the lead, a little bit relaxed kasi the momentum is on their side. But when Ateneo starts to get their points, they become pressured, and their tempo mas bumilis, and that's why Coach Emil mentioned that kailangan mo mag-relax. How important the role of the libero is. He sets the tone in the first ball. Kaya every time they given the first ball, kailangan sakto lang, not too high, not too low.
However, that is gonna be another error, 4 already for LPU, and that's just hurting their cause right now. Because of that, nakatabla na naman ang Blue Eagles. Gian Glorioso serving. And that will be a violation, lifting on LPU.
That's a very high set already. High ball for Escaliar. And not being able to jump set to convert to a point there.
Escaliar gets this one cleanly. And great deception there for LPU. Biglang lumitaw si Colonia, and it was something that wasn't expected by Ateneo.
One thing that I believe LPU has an advantage is because Coach Emil has 3 setters on his team. And I've seen all 3 setters play in the last previous game. Wow, what a save! That is a Golyoso.
He found a way to keep that ball alive, and now they do turn it into a point for them.
And there you see Edsel Boris The smallest guy on the floor of LPU, but seems to be the tallest in that last attack.
And you see the defense of Ateneo scramble. They did not expect Golyoso to be able to lift that ball up mula kay Enchiga. And a net touch here. Whistled on Ateneo. Momentum swinging completely towards the side of LPU.
You know, when Edsel Boris comes into the court for LPU, he brings a different light. You know, and that's what also happened in the previous game against Echo Oil. He's a spark plug for LPU as another service ace was given up by Colonia.
It's only the second ace of LPU, but it brings them closer to a set win. Timeout, Ateneo.
Nawalan tayo ng talino sa laro eh. Ron, adjustment. Okay, coach, sige. Alam mo nang tinatarget siya eh. Alam mo nang nahihirapan mag-receive. Papareceivein mo pa rin? Ano gagawin mo? Ako ko. Akuin mo na. BG, hanap ng advantage. Pero kung nakuha na isa, may isa pa. Wala kang tiwala na mapapatay yung pangalawa? Oo. Yan tayo eh. Hindi mo naman kailangan papaluin lahat. Kailangan, hanapin mo kung saan yung advantage mo. Ang liit ng blocker dito. Ang liit ng blocker ni Ron.
Okay guys, tatlo lang. Kapit tayo.
A big challenge being laid down on Ichi Magaja. May mga teams, Sheila, that their strength is tapping into all the weapons they have. There are teams who are strong when they tap into that one major weapon that they have.
Definitely. Well, the latter you mentioned, it's just taking advantage of Enchiga because he is the percentage attacker in this rotation for Ateneo, but a net violation called against Lyceum.
And so a free point for Ateneo. Can they turn this into a run, though? Because that's what they need to get back. Only down by 2. Magadia with a good serve. Combination, Boris could not convert.
You know, I like how Escaliar creates the combination play, but the setters have to be more careful, you know, in those balls because most of the time, too close to the net.
Yeah, a net violation was caught there. Enchiga with a block.
You don't do that, especially you have Enchiga in front of you. Ang daling nabasa na Enchiga yung setup na yun.
And look at this.
Well, too low already. So, you know, the attacker, middle attacker for Lyceum was not able to make, you know, an adjustment right away.
22 apiece here in the first set. LPU and Ateneo tied up. Magaja serving for Ateneo. Good dig there for Lienos. But they gave up a chance ball for LPU. Escaliar. Combination. Boris gets rejected. Enchiga has done it offensively and defensively here in the first set.
Well, you have to get credit to Enchiga really doing his job at this part of the set. No matter how many combination plays, if you have tall blockers in front of you, that's going to be difficult for LPU.
Sana piniliwan mo na. Bakit tingnan mo? Tingnan mo sana. Iniyulok mo lang sarili mo dyan eh. Oh, play, tatlo. Block, oh. Block. Oh. Nag-click to. Kinuha nito. Ibabalik mo rito. Dito to. Naintindihan mo, ha? Sana doon na yan. Ha? Go, let's go.
Well, a more animated Coach Emil Londok in that huddle. Why not? No, they were already ahead earlier, 22-10. But then 3 straight points taken by Ateneo and a couple of those errors ng LPU.
Well, as a setter, you don't only look at your percentage attackers. More importantly, you look at the blockers of your spikers. Kasi in that last setup, ang laki ng nasa harap ng Ateneo. So that's, you know, setters have to be more creative in setting those balls.
Once again, Sheila, Enchiga, really the game changer here in the first set.
Well, everything seems to be looking up on him, in both departments.
However, instead of ending the first set as Ateneo was at set point, they give up an error from the service area. But you know what? That was still 5 consecutive points for Ateneo before allowing LPU to take one. Serving now is Castellano. Chance for LPU. Ateneo goes to Medalla. That one is out of the block, and Ateneo will take the first set.
You know, you get a good block for Lyceum and a great comeback for Ateneo. No, they were trailing again and again for this part of the set, but you can see how hard they worked to get this set.
25-23. Ateneo takes the first. We'll be back in just a bit.
Generals on the attack. The back set. Ah, fantastic.
Wow. Solid block from Tibayan on that attack.
Back to Adamson. Jimenez with that back set.
The Philippine Coast Guard defense, solid blocking coming from the orange shirts. One more try.
Good net defense by the Generals.
Almodiel scoring through the blockers. Eusebio Pumalo sent up.
Set up job ni Marco. Combination play. And they're up 5-0. Lasal on the attack. Combination again.
UST ready for it. Then the drop.
And that's another successful hit coming from Camposan.
Coverage was good. But look at San Andres.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays is always triple header day for the Spikers Turf 2019 Open Conference. Catch the action live on One Sports. Of course, Channel 91 for standard definition, 261 for high definition, and also catches on the live stream.
You know, and I tell you,
Oh, Manny Madayan.
oh yes, is here enjoying the game, of course, and supporting, you know, the Ateneo Blue Eagles. As you see the scores, the numbers from LPU and Ateneo, not of a big difference when it comes to their attacks, but it was blocks or defense really that bring light to Ateneo, trimming that gap, ending the trail in the first set. 2 aces apiece and errors, well, 2 or 3 more than LPU, but Ateneo becoming more consistent towards the end. And of course, that is a courtesy of Injigha doing everything, both defense and offense.
3 attacks and 3 blocks for Chu and Jiga. And how timely were all those conversions that he made, especially the 2 blocks that he had late in that first set, really setting the tone for that strong ending for Ateneo.
That's right. And Injigha was prepared, to take in the role as one of the veterans in the team, because in the previous conference, it was, of course, Mark Espejo, taking the lead when it comes to offense, and Tony Koifman as well. Yeah. And this time, it's only Injigha leading the team for Coach Timothy.
And definitely, extremely large shoes to fill with the departure of Koifman and Espejo. But then you trust this Ateneo team. They still have championship experience, of course, despite being led by those two key gentlemen. A lot of these players also made it to the finals with them.
Service ace to start off for Lyceum.
Back-to-back points for the Pirates to begin the second set. Remember that they were slow to start that opening set. So they're hoping for a change here. But this is one thing that made it difficult for them to collect a win in the first set. Because whenever they would get on a strong run, they would suddenly commit an error.
Yes, and that cuts the momentum, that breaks their momentum shifting to Ateneo.
LPU trying to go quickly. Del Rio gets sent back. Guess who? Enjiga, of course.
Well, there's already anticipation that Enjiga, you know, has a high probability of getting that attack block. So an adjustment on the floor defense or coverage must be made. Well, that's another point by Medalla from a service ace. And again, it happened a few times in the first set. Ang daming nasa likod ng attacker pero walang coverage.
Medalla also had an ace back in the first set. Has had some success from service area. Has also had some failures, including that one.
Quits na sila. Earlier, one serve ace and one error for Lyceum.
It's going to be Del Rio now serving for the Pirates. And it will be another error for them.
That is very costly, you know, for these two teams, giving off those errors easily.
Let's see what Enjiga will be able to do from the service area. It's an error as well. Wow. You know,
taking quite some time for them to get their rhythm for this early part of the set.
Both teams have committed 2 service errors already here in the second. Magaja, combination, initiating Lienos.
Oh, that's a smart attack from Lienos. You can see the angle. Well, he hit that ball just, you know, straight. Kaya naman lumabas yung bola.
Very smart to see Lienos, no? Abay he did that also earlier. Kung saan ginamit niya nga yung blocker, understanding how to use it to his advantage. But, you know, we've been saying how momentum has been killed for LPU whenever they commit errors. The same can be said about Ateneo right now.
That's right, you know, and that happened already. 6 errors at the service line for Ateneo in the previous set. And another one for Lyceum.
You know, maybe you can take these errors in at this point of a set dahil maaga pa, you know, you're still trying to get your groove. But pag nagkadikita na later on, that's when you really go back to these mistakes and you see, oh my goodness, I could have done much better.
But they should have realized it already because that happened in the first set as another error was committed by Lyceum.
Yeah, Legaspi admitting his mistake that time. Sheila, imagine for both these teams, more than half of the points they've scored here in the second set galing sa errors ng kalaban. So that's the kind of cleaning up that both Ateneo and LPU will have to do here in the second set. Agadia goes to Aguilar. Lifted up by LPU. Slight miscommunication there. And that one is down the line, courtesy of Glorioso.
Well, that was too easy ball given to Ateneo, and of course, they will take advantage of that, and you see in that last sequence.
As we've been mentioning, you know, it's been Chu and Jika leading the way for Ateneo. You did mention that he's inherited that lead role from Espejo, from Koifman. And I think this is a message that Chu and Jika is sending to the Ateneo community that I am more than ready to take on.
That's right. I totally agree with you on that. And together with Medalla, of course, and Magaja, you know, these guys delivered well, and then that's doing them a favor as well. Most of the time, Njigha contributes, kaya naman, you know, hindi sila nagkakaroon ng problema pagdating sa depensa when he's in front.
Colonia, the first, you know, nice play that we've seen from LPU, really, where they were able to set it up nicely and tapped into their main man, Colonia.
Well, Colonia, he is one of the consistent, you know, scorer for Lyceum. And again, having that line under his number, you know, clearly shows the leadership skills he has. But that drop ball in the middle by Magadia, the setter, breaks that defense of Lyceum.
Look at that, the three guys at the net for LPU. Lahat talaga sila nagulat, had their feet stuck on the ground. But this has been the story of the second set on both ends. So many points given up. That's the fourth service error for Ateneo.
That stops these two teams from being able to convert to those points. Well, it's a point given to their opponent. Well, that strong attack, you know, just too much for Golyoso.
It was such a great time to initiate that one. With all the success Njiga's had, siya yung lumitaw na decoy eh. And then on top of him, pumatong si Medalla, another fearsome spiker. LPU couldn't get that one. Medalla once again. And I think Ig Magadia has understood already that Ron Medalla has found his rhythm.
And he too already, you know, hitting those balls. Earlier it was cross court, this time, you know, down the line. No, nababasa na niya talaga yung defenders niya.
They joust there. Magadia. Aguilar naman ang pinuntahan. Still successful as Ateneo.
Well, the lefty this time doing the works for Ateneo, and that was another point for the Blue Eagles.
A timeout now called by LPU.
Sabi ko sa inyo, mataas ang bola. Pag sumabay kayo o umuna kayo, wala kayong mahihipong bola. Wala. Nakapikit pa kayo. Si Pepa bumla kanina, pag ganun ka na, hawak na bola, hindi pa alam. Eh, paano tayo? Bablock pa niyan. Idiretso nyo lang kami niya. Tingnan mo yung kamay mo, tapos yun ang kukontrol sa bola. Lima lang. Wala.
Well, LPU staying positive, but it's been a run for Ateneo. They've tapped into Ron Medalla and Kurt Aguilar. Imagine na nahimik na nga si Njiga here in the second set for a while, because you know that at some point they're still gonna go back to him and we're still gonna feel his presence. But for now, it's the other guys. But yeah, you're right. Another service error.
You know, in that last huddle by Coach Emil, he was pointing out the blocking of LPU. Looking, you know, at their heights, definitely you see the advantage on the side of Blue Eagles. So, as taller blockers, they need to make a delay. You know, yung timing, kailangan paunahin yung spiker para makapa nila yung bola.
Let's see if LPU will be able to do that here. Colonia from the back row doesn't work. And Njigha, swinerte na rin.
You know, Njigha seems like, you know, he has an eye somewhere, you know, finding that open areas. It was a mishit pa.
Yeah, a bad mishit pa. Halos hindi niya tinamaan yung bola. With that slight, maybe a tap, if you can call it that. Hindi nga, barely a tap, but it was still enough, as that one is not over for Tibayan.
You know, that's an excellent set for Tibayan. It's just that ang ganda ng approach na pero yung siko niya mababa, and that was what Coach Emil was pointing out earlier. Kailangan abutin mo sa taas.
This Ateneo lead has grown to 6 points. And an over-receive there, giving up a regalo taken by Ateneo. And now, Ateneo goes up by 7. Hindi na makakahintay ng technical timeout si Coach Emil. He will call for a stoppage here.
Guys, intindihin niyo yung ginagawa niyo. Si Pepa nagtatako, hindi maintindihan kung ano gagawin. Ha? Hindi alam, papaluin niya sa net. Bakit mo papaluin sa net? Nagtaas ng set lang kasi. Nataas-taas ang paluhan eh. Papaluin mo sa ilalim ng net. Hindi tayo nakakalansi. Wala tayong ano. Kasi takbuhin mo muna bola. Miski mahirapan ka.
You can definitely feel that Coach Emil is trying everything he can to inject some energy and to boost the morale of his team. It may be tough love, but he understands the most kung paano magre-respond yung kanyang players to the kind of motivation and challenge he's giving out.
Right, well, as a very experienced coach, ang dami niyang baong pasensya, and he has to every time. And for the past 2 games of Lyceum, talaga naman, he's been very consistent on reminding his guys on how to work on, especially their defensive scheme.
Excellent read for Leonida. He knew that Njeka did not jump, so meron pa siyang makakatapat na isa pang blocker, but he understood where to position that ball to get the point. Agadia going to Abay. And Lienos provides the point that sends us to our second technical timeout. 16-9, the lead for Ateneo. It's been different guys for them now, Sheila. And Lienos this time, kanina Medalla, Aguilar, and Jeka. It's Abay Lienos getting that 16 point for Ateneo. LPU already with 2 losses. They are trying to prevent falling down for the 3rd consecutive time. As for Ateneo, trying to go for a strong start to their tournament. They have some catching up to do. At syempre yung tinututukan nila dito, yung tatlong teams on top of that group right now.
But I like how LPU plays, performs every time. Talagang they put up a good fight, in every game that they had.
I think right now for the Pirates, Sheila, it's about consistency and not just match for match, set per set.
Right. And yun yung service errors, that's when service errors comes in. Kasi yun ang nagiging hindrance for them para magtuloy-tuloy yung laro nila.
There are advantages and disadvantages din kasi sa the way volleyball is played, where you go back 0-0 ulit after every set. If you're the losing team, you want that, di ba? Kasi back to 0 ulit, kahit pa ma-25-10 ka in the first set, balik sa 0. But if you're the winning team, you have to be able to, bring out that same energy, because at any point, the other team can start out stronger.
Well, totally agree. It's sustainability for the winning team. But, for the other one, it's more of being hungry, doing extra effort every set. And most of the coaches, what they will tell you is that after every set, forget that one, move on to the next. That should be the mindset.
Right now, LPU, they have to climb a very steep mountain here. Down by 8 points in the second set. Moral will set it up for Colonia. Gets it off the block.
You can see the approach. May hang time pa siya eh. When he jumps, ang bagal niya. Bagal ng kamay niya. Look at this replay. Kita mo yun. And
The
then
wind back.
Right, and just, seeing the open areas on the floor defense for Ateneo.
Parang ganun eh, no? He will survey the floor. Saan ko kaya papupunta? Dito, sige.
That is a talent that you develop over time. Especially katulad kay Colonia na may hang time.
Absolutely. Talent plus physical gifts. That's a great combination for an athlete. However, that is going to be another violation on that double touch.
LPU not being, careful in handling the ball.
And Boris will be put back in. That guy, you can see it on your screens. Like Sheila said earlier, always the smallest guy on the floor when he checks in. But pag tumalon siya, parang siya yung pinakamatangkad.
Yes.
Lienos nanggigil on that serve, and it's out, a free point for LPU.
Well, LPU has to do more, for them to trim the gap and, minimize their errors, both at the service line and attack errors.
Viñas targets De Castro. Morado will set it up for Medalla. Ball given back. Nice dig there. And Medalla serves up something easy for LPU. He lost his footing, it seems.
Well, he didn't have much time to approach kasi the first set, sa kanya na binigay na when he was blocked, it could have been better kung sa ibang attacker binigay yung bola. The blockers of LPU already waiting steadily dun sa position nila.
So something positive working towards the side of LPU, especially as Lienos could not get that over.
That's a 0-3 run here by Lyceum. Ito yung mga sinasabi ko earlier, Jot, na una, they start slow, but then when they get their groove, tuloy-tuloy na, but they don't have much time. As you see the score of Ateneo already 19, but everything is possible.
Yun nga lang, no? Ball is hot over also for LPU. So an easy point taken by Ateneo. They have a 6-point lead. As Glorioso will step up to the service line. That one is out.
This kind of errors, I hope that Lyceum be able to capitalize and, convert them to points. Medyo malaki pa dito ang hinahabol nila.
Indeed is what LPU hopes to do, recover. And Jigha, however, put some pressure on the net D. Kaya naman, nagkaroon ulit ng infraction ng LPU. You'll see Boris, he'll be the one touching the net. And then there, easy catch.
Yeah, too close to the net for that defense.
Magadia serving. Quick play there, Del Rio. Converting.
The first successful, I believe, for Lyceum. That's an excellent timing coming from a good pass. Castellano setting that perfectly.
And even though Enjega has been very solid dun sa depensa that time, it was the perfect play to initiate against someone like Enjega.
Down the line attack, but that was wide for Medalla.
Sheila, this was once an 8-point lead for Ateneo, and now it's down to 4. One thing LPU has shown us is that they have some comeback power. It's a matter of kakayanin ba hanggang dulo. Boris. That ball hangs on the net. Favoring Ateneo, actually. And you see them capitalize on that opportunity with Kurt Aguilar.
You can see this guys of a coach, Timothy, everyone, is able to score on offense.
It's Ron Medalla serving for the Blue Eagles. He loads it up. Targeting Colonia. Boris. Soft touch doesn't work. Llenos. No. The dump doesn't work as well for Castellano. And through the block, off the block actually, Medalla goes.
Well, earlier it was in Jigha. This time it's Aguilar
Yeah, that's Aguilar.
pitching in for Ateneo.
So dito na lumalabas yung maraming weapons ng Ateneo.
Yes.
We're seeing it. And again, yun, it's been Aguilar and Jigha, Medalla, Llenos from time to time. LPU has been giving a lot of softballs.
Miscommunication. That's between Saporna and Castellano.
And we have reached set point for Ateneo. 24-17. Medalla still at the service line. They give up a chance ball. Magadia going to Aguilar again. This time it's out. LPU still breathing here in the second set.
And that's a great read for Moral de Libero of Lyceum.
Del Rio. Charles Del Rio serving for LPU. They were able to defend one set point already. Can they do more?
But another set point save for Lyceum.
They need 5 more, Sheila. Can they do it? That's the challenge for the Pirates right now. Still Del Rio serving. Puts it in play. Medalla, not the best of receives. Here's LPU, another chance for them. Castellano initiates Boris. Medalla was there. Magadia going to Aguilar, who gets blocked.
And Boris rejoicing from that block. Why not?
Oh, he has every right to rejoice and celebrate that. Look at the cover of that man.
You know, that's an excellent timing for Boris.
Ateneo going to Aguilar. And Kurt Aguilar says enough already. We'll take the second set, please.
Well, he was able to find the gap in between the blockers of Lyceum, taking advantage. You know, trust was a scene there of Magadia to Aguilar, giving that set second time around.
It's Ateneo now, up 2-0. Aguilar finding the gap there, knowing where to put that ball to get the 25th point for Ateneo. Back inside the Paco Arena where you're watching the Spiker Serve 2019 Open Conference. thank you for tuning in to One Sports for this. It's only the second match of your triple header. Jutsulit and Sheila Salaysay on the call for that one. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to murder your name that
okay.
time. But Ateneo has so far been taking full control of this match, Sheila.
That's correct. They were able to, bring the momentum, going to the second set. And, of course, Ateneo already starting aggressive at the onset. But LPU was able to recover, snap back, but then just didn't have much time. And in that last set, it was Aguilar, really doing the works for Ateneo. And for LPU, it's a mixture of Boris, of course you have, and Juvic Colonia, the team captain. But still, they cannot really step on the gas to continuously, get those points. As you see the numbers of Aguilar, 4 attacks, 3 blocks, and an ace only for the third set.
Absolutely. You mentioned the guys over for LPU, and well, the two consistent scorers they have are Colonia and Tibayan. And although we did see some contributions from both guys, it doesn't really seem, it hasn't felt enough, for LPU to be able to compete with Ateneo. Joust there. Over on the side of LPU. Boris off the block.
I love the attitude of Boris every time he's given a set. And that is the kind of attitude that a player has. He came from the bench, came off the bench, and already delivered points for LPU.
LPU looking to extend this match to a 4th set over receive. Ateneo comes up with it though. Medalla.
He's planning to just give an off-speed attack because there's an open space here, at the side of the blocker. With too much angle and just hitting that towards the net.
So back-to-back points to open up the 3rd set for LPU. Sustainability, that's what you mentioned. The key word is for LPU. Boris, again.
Back-to-back points for Boris. And you see, how important his role is for LPU when everything seems to be, not working for the Pirates. There comes Boris to the rescue.
Edsel Boris has been the life of LPU here. Castellano puts it in play. Magadia, combination, Medalla going off the block as well. First point for Ateneo here in the 3rd set.
Medalla just hitting that down the line because Boris is a smaller blocker. That's already an advantage for him.
3-1, LPU ahead.
Stepping on the line for Medalla.
Oh, that is gonna stink for Ateneo. An unforced error. Outside of the service zone, yeah. Here comes LPU, but Njigha puts a stop to the bleeding of Ateneo. And this goes way back to the 1st set. Whenever it seems like LPU is mounting a big run, Ateneo would go to Chu Njigha, and he will find a way to turn the tides. Couldn't get to that ball though.
That's a quick response from LPU. Saporna hitting a cross court towards Njigha.
Sheila, remember the huddle earlier of Coach Emil? I think this was back in the 1st set as well, where he said, he said that he trusts his boys to get past the blockings of Ateneo, and sinasabi niya, bilisan lang natin yung bola. That's exactly what LPU did, but the counter there for Ateneo.
And again, the height advantage is another challenge for LPU. That's why the blockers has to do more, read more, and timing is very important.
Service error for Aguilar. Ateneo had a lot of those back in the second set but still escaped with that win. Baka dito sa third set, you know, if they give up 3 points like that, I don't think that will so yield the same result. Dahil nga may extrang gigil na ngayon yung LPU eh.
That's correct.
Agadia going to Lienos. Far out. Humihingi ng touch si Doriosa. I don't think there was any.
That's right. Well, Lienos was a bit careful in that last setup. Ang nangyayari, pagpalo niya, dun sa uncertainty niya, medyo napalakas. So that ball just sailed out. That's a great run by Magaja.
Combination, Colonia.
Still a
Nabuhay
good
pa.
ball. That's 4 touches already.
Yeah, because that ball bounced off of 2 Ateneo players before it went to Lienos. And LPU, commanding start here to the third set. They get to the first technical timeout, up by 5, 8-3 after that touch. At 4 touches error committed by Ateneo. LPU Pirates, they have 2 more matches after this. Easy Drip and CEU. For CEU, that's something that, you know, LPU right now, if they look at the team standings, okay, pareho kaming wala pang panalo nito. They are hoping to get 1 here against Ateneo, of course, and, you know, also hoping to upset Easy Trip. But at this point, all of the matches for LPU virtually must wins if they want to advance.
Yes.
Remember that only the top 2 per group will advance into the quarterfinals. Eh, meron pang 3 teams na undefeated eh. So it's really gonna be a climb both for LPU and Ateneo actually. Na naghahabol pa nga playing their first match here. Colonia. Nabuhay pa ng Ateneo. Lienos gets covered there.
That's a violation, double contact. Clearly, it's a great rally though for LPU.
What has changed here for the Pirates? How are they on top by 6?
You know, everyone on the LPU floor connecting to each other, you know, they were able to minimize their errors for this part of the set.
Ateneo going for the quick. Glorioso could not convert. Castellano will go to Colonia. Net defense was there. Castellano again to Colonia. This time going down the line, and Aguilar was a victim of that attack.
You can see how certain Colonia is. You know, ang bilis nung pag-atake niya dun sa bola. Kaya naman na-late yung blockers. And that's a good decision for him to hit that down the line.
And here, we're really seeing it, Sheila, that yung bilis, yung speed of the attacks of LPU has definitely changed. Mas malutong na yung mga atake nila, and thus giving Ateneo a more difficult time getting to those balls.
You know, that's correct. And again, I mentioned the starter for Coach Emil this time is a different one, and each of his setters have a different strategies, changing the tempo of how they will utilize their attackers.
Digot, the chance ball given up by Ateneo. Net touch committed by Lienos, and De Castro, you know, walking up to his teammate, hugging him, trying to calm Lienos down, because nung first set pa lang medyo na-highlight na some of the, you know, mistakes that he made. Coach Tommy unhappy with some of those, so parang medyo nawala rin yung rhythm ni Lienos.
Yes, definitely. You know, and the good thing about Lyceum is that when they get their groove, they become unstoppable. And looking now at the score we have, ang laki ng nilamang dito ng LPU, and they have been able to sustain that rhythm.
Nice save there by Ligot. Castellano, that's going to be a violation. Lifting on LPU. Hey, Ateneo is only down by 7, so by no means can LPU relax here in the third set.
That's correct. Well, Castellano having, that last-second decision, a little bit of uncertainty on who to set the ball to.
Janfrey Luis. I think Coach Tommy Santo Tomas has dug into his second unit, guys. Castellano, miscommunication on the side of LPU. Both Saporna and Viñas expecting that ball to be theirs.
Because the setup, nasa gitna siya. The attackers also got confused. Too high for a running attack. And that's the exact set for a back row spiker.
Yeah, I did feel like it was intended initially for Saporna. But Ateneo cannot go on a run here as they give up another service error.
Lyceum has to be more careful again and not commit easy errors like that.
It's a point for Ateneo. Reaching beyond the net.
Overreaching committed by Lyceum.
So wala pa raw sa side ng LPU or even above the net yung bola when it was hit by a Pirate. These are things that the Blue Eagles are hoping to capitalize on, little breaks like this. Colonia lifts it up, goes right back to him.
That's too far to the net for a drop for Colonia. Well, although he has something good in mind because there's a wide space at the back of the blockers of Ateneo.
Gian Gurioso now will be serving for the Blue Eagles, trying to mount a comeback here in the third set. But that's not going to help them. Another error here.
One of the things that LPU puts them in that position right now, having that advantage, is that they don't have service errors at this part of the set.
Nice hit there for Ligot, identifying that there was no one in zone 1.
Yes, good placing for Ligot, and the defenders of LPU already expecting a hard hit.
Magadia checking back in. He will be serving now. And it's really the service errors of Ateneo that has given life to LPU somehow. And this was even true back in the first and second sets na pinanalo nga ng Ateneo, but not the cleanest of performances for them. Chance ball for Ateneo. And Giga asking for it, but they go to Medalla. Nice deception there for the Blue Eagles.
This time, the blockers of LPU, you'll have Mansilungan together with Castellano. Didn't see the kind of setup and even, not aware of the attacker meron ng Ateneo in the front row.
But again, Sheila, 18 service errors for Ateneo.
That costing them too much, giving, advantage to Lyceum. Actually, Ateneo is giving Lyceum hope, that they are able to nab this set.
5-point lead for LPU. Medalla bringing Ateneo closer.
This Magadia did really a good decision giving that from the opposite. Second time around, hindi handa yung floor defense ng LPU sa atake na yun.
Ron Medalla now will be serving. His team down by 4. Loads of that serve. Castellano going quickly. Mansilungan providing. I think that's his first attack point.
Yes, yes. You know, making his presence felt here from that running attack. And again, the blockers of Ateneo, that's Aguilar and Njigha. Well, didn't see that Mansilungan is a lefty.
But Njigha, oh, with a statement there.
Well, he's saying no, no, no.
He takes his sweet time in there, Sheila. You know, all those sayings, nagkape pa, tumambay sa ere. It really is, parang it can be said true when it comes to Njigha. But on the ground, walang naasahan ng Ateneo doon. And we reach the second technical timeout. It's LPU ahead by 5, 16-11. LPU showing some fight here in the third set. Much better fight than we saw from them in sets 1 and 2. And as always, as it was true in their first 2 matches, it has been this guy, you know, Juve Colonia, na pinupuntahan nila whenever they need points. And he has been providing once again for the Pirates of LPU.
Yeah, that's correct. Showing aggressiveness and leadership skills at the same time. Having 5 attacks and 1 ace. This guy can surely contribute more. Especially now that the momentum is on their side.
And he's had help from this man at the service line. Edsel Bores also has done some positives for his team. Aguilar.
Good timing, defense, and the net defense. Too high for a quick attack, and that's an easy read for Glorioso.
Binya says, okay, you got me this time, bawi ako. Acknowledging the good deed, pumayong sa kanya in that sequence. It's Aguilar serving for Ateneo. Castellano. Another show of good defense for Ateneo. They get to that ball. Lois. LPU. It's still alive. Magaja trying to go for the dump. Colonia now off the block. What a rally, but it ends up to be a point for LPU.
You can see how focused these guys from Ateneo and LPU are being able to get those digs. Kita mo naman, and the presence of mind. Sigurado sa klase ng atake na ibibigay nila.
But Colonia stayed relentless there, making sure na pupunta yung puntos sa kanyang team. Medalla initiated from the pipe, but it doesn't work. It's out. It's another point for LPU. And it forces Coach Santo Tomas to call a timeout.
Diba? Kaya tingnan mo, sabi ko sa'yo, pagdating sa pitpitan, hindi mo alam kung anong gagawin sa laro. Kasi nasanay ka sa training na ganyan lang yung ginagawa mo. Okay, Coach. Diba? Ginagawa ng mga kasama yung trabaho nila, ikaw. Sige, Coach. Gawin ko. Diba? Sino-shortcut mo na yung ginagawa mo eh. Hindi ka na umaatras. Hindi ka rumilisip na maayos. Hindi ka na nagbibigay ng instruction.
A challenge for the veteran of Ateneo. And these are supporters here inside the Paco Arena in Manila, enjoying the action of the Spikers Turf Open Conference. We hope that you are too, wherever it is you're watching. Thank you for joining us on One Sports. Job Sulit and Sheila Salaysay on the call for this one. LPU trying to force a fourth set. They're up by 6.
A good point for Coach Timothy that you cannot be complacent, you know, and that you always have to play your role, as that is very important. But another violation committed by LPU. Viñas touching the net.
And of course, he says, no, I didn't. The referee says, yes, you did.
Well, every time they are called, you know, a violation, wala namang umaamin.
Minsan kasi napapagalitan pa ng coach kapag umamin ka agad. Sabi sa'yo ng coach, subukan mo man lang makalusot. Here's LPU. Looking to attack. Chance ball given up. Magadia to Medalla. Miss hit. Colonia gets blocked by Glorioso.
You know, that's a great follow-up on defense by Glorioso. Medalla was not able to execute well. But then here, teammates backing him up.
It actually looks like si Magadia yung naka-block doon. But it doesn't matter who for Ateneo. It matters that they get the point.
That's correct.
It was a Porna targeted. Colonia this time says, you're not gonna block this anymore.
Colonia isn't even, you know, one of the tallest for Lyceum, but when he gets, you know, the perfect timing, you can see even the tallest blockers of Ateneo cannot stop that.
I wouldn't even say, no, that he makes up for it with his leaping ability. I mean, it's very respectable, but not insane athleticism. It's, I think, his smarts, really.
Right. But the timing as well and the approach and knowing where to put the ball.
Exactly.
That's why he's also the team captain of Lyceum.
And they will go back to him. But he's not going to get that over. And Ateneo down earlier by 7 points, now within 3. Timeout for Coach Emil of LPU.
Hindi ba rin mag-block pag hindi di ba rin mag-block, papalayo mo sa net. Ang pera, ibig sabihin, palong patakot yan eh. Okay guys, gamitan nyo ng miski play 2. Hindi marunong bumlock. Hindi nyo lang nadadala ang bola sa Play 2 nyo, nasaan ka? Nasaan si Viñas? Opo. Ay ka, yeah. So, pag ganaunan mo, di naman, nasa open ka ba? One stop.
I've heard this from you, I've heard it from Neil, and from almost every partner that I've had here in the Spikers Turf coverage. When you're too careful, lalo ka nagkakamali.
Yes.
And yun nga yung nakita natin kay Colonia.
Well, nagsimula yun because of the first ball. Nagkabanggaan sila ni Bores. And that, you know, stopped his momentum. Didn't have enough time to approach. Kaya naman nawala sa... Bumaba yung siko niya when he hit that ball. And I like the point of Coach Emil. You have to outsmart the defenders. The net defense of Ateneo, especially in Jiga, is already in front.
And Mansilungan, actually mistimed yun, but he nahanapan na lang ng paraan. Medalla could not provide. Lois lifts it up to Medalla again.
That's a violation clearly. Double touches. Back-to-back errors here for Ateneo.
LPU moving closer and closer to taking the third set, but not before this timeout called by Ateneo.
Okay lang naman bumitin eh. Gusto naman. Nawawala ng option yung spikers mo. Gusto mo papaluin ng down the lane yung spiker mo, pero yung set mo, pang cross-court kasi lagpas ng antena. Ay, minamadali mo na naman yung spikers mo eh. Isa pa, guys, nice hustle, pero ball control, okay, Ron? Nakita mo na, nanggaling sa malayo yung bola, hindi ka naman umatras. Kuya, let's go guys.
Reminders for Coach Timmy. Santo Tomas. And he's been very specific dun sa mga instruction niya. And as a player, I guess, it's also very helpful kasi you know exactly kung ano yung mga gusto ng coach mo from you.
And you know that those specific instructions, you know, referring to specific players, seeing how well he knows his guys. But another attack error committed, this time by Njigha.
And that is uncanny now for Ateneo because that was the play that's been their cash cow in this match.
That's right. Medalla just opting that or hoping that the blockers of LPU will be able to check that ball.
And LPU now with a 7-point lead again, 23-16. Ateneo was able to drop it to 4 points, but it's been a 4-0 run here for LPU. Stopped that time but by that attack from Njigha.
The lack of anticipation for the blockers of LPU in that last setup to Njigha. Well, nagmukhang practice spiking kay Njigha yung last sequence.
Magadia now serving for Ateneo. LPU. Boris.
And that was called out.
He got it off the block. Nagkatinginan muna yung ating line judge and our first referee, and eventually they ruled it outside. Point for LPU. Set point now for the Pirates. Ateneo going to Medalla on the other side.
No, LPU has to realize that is one, you know, of their weak spot, that weak rotation. And Medalla has done that 3 times already.
Ron Medalla will now be serving for the Blue Eagles. Loads it up. LPU chance to end the match. Ateneo looking to keep it alive. Castellano goes to Boris, floating it over, and that's gonna do it for the 3rd set. LPU finding a way.
And LPU, you know, really showing us, you know, the ability they have, working, you know, really on every point, every attack, and connecting everyone on the floor, both offense and defense.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the 4th set between Ateneo and LPU. Back inside the Paco Arena, we are about to enter the 4th set between Ateneo and LPU. Exciting action here in the Spikers Turf Open Conference, the debuting Ateneo Blue Eagles. I'm sure they would have wished they could collect that third set already for a straight set win, but LPU not allowing them to do so.
You know, there were early part of the set, LPU was able to take control, even though you don't see that in the numbers. But the thing is, they were able to lessen their errors.
Yeah, that's right. And once again, you know, Sheila, the errors of Ateneo, I would say they were able to escape the first and second sets with the number of errors they had committed, especially at the service line. Ang daming napapamigay na points ng Blue Eagles from there. That's something they have to clean up as we enter the fourth set.
You know, and those errors were utilized by LPU, you know, taking that on their advantage. And I hope that Ateneo will be able to realize yung ginawa nila. That's a, you know, that's a favor already for a Lyceum.
Definitely. And now, LPU will be serving Castellano, starting out this fourth set. Magadya. That's something that I feel medyo hindi nabawasan yung paggawa nila in the second and third set. They went back to what brought them a lot of success in the first, which was going to Chu and Jigha.
Well, that's correct. And one of the things that made it possible because of the good passes, you know, that they had earlier in the first two sets. But, you know, we didn't see that much coming to the third set. And this time, another attack error committed by Aguilar. Point again for Lyceum.
I think here in the fourth set, most likely pwedeng lumabas na yung gigil. And that's what these two teams will have to control. That balance between the right intensity and overeagerness.
That's correct. Well, for Ateneo, you know, they really want, you know, to be able to get their first win, you know, on their first appearance. But Lyceum wanting also, and that trying to sustain that momentum on their side.
Colonia, combination Boris. Look at that elevation, and he is loving the action here.
Take note, that is a combination play from the middle. You have Glorioso in front of you.
And Boris, wow. Little guy, big heart, and even bigger hops. Here he is serving. Ateneo commits a lifting error there. So LPU takes an early lead here, 3-2. Can Ateneo recover? Because LPU also had a strong start in the third set that allowed them to kind of escape. Off the block, it hit the antenna, and that's why it's going to be out point for Ateneo.
Well, still, you know, LPU able to work on their net defense now.
Kurt Aguilar for Ateneo. Good serve. And nice play there. The quick. And it was finished by Biñas.
You know, I believe that is what Coach Emil Lontok was telling, you know, instructing them earlier. You need to give them game two, right? Play two. Play two. For some, it means be quick, and it has happened twice already, successful. Saying Coach Emil that hindi naman marunong magbasa yung blocker ng be quick.
Pero no one there to get the second ball for LPU. Na-late si Golyoso, and that's why it was a point for Ateneo. He shares a laugh with Coach Emil Lontok. Naririnig natin yung mga huddles ni Coach Emil. Very intense. He gets frustrated sometimes at his players. Pero, you know, I like the balance of frustration, I guess, and motivation.
This time from the back. Worked again for Saporna.
Castellanos done a good job, you know, setting up his teammates here. Magadia tried to go to Glorioso. Off speed. De Castro covered it. Medalla. And LPU could no longer get to it. Natawa na lang si Coach Emil Lontok.
You know, if you are looking at the players, they are starting, you know, to intimidate each other in that last sequence.
It indeed is happening, you know, it's such a tight game. Sometimes emotions, they spill over.
That's just too strong and too high for Judy Colonia.
Well, yung Army kasi, yung FEU already warming up. Pinatigil muna, sabi, mamaya pa kayo, huy.
Great save by Castellano there.
And he says, buhayan! Pero yan na, Enjiga says, hindi na! Nice effort though, definitely, for Mark Castellano.
Well, Enjiga, nasa ibabaw siya ng blockers ng LPU, looking at that replay. And again, wala sa timing ng blockers. And another run by Castellano. This time did not work for Lyceum.
Ateneo threatening to pull away, and this technical timeout is something that will allow LPU to talk amongst themselves what they'll need to correct. Volleyball action continues here on One Sports. Ateneo, strong start here in the fourth set. They're trying to end this match here. They took the first two sets before LPU recovered and got the better of the Blue Eagles in that third set. Ron Medalla, we knew that he was going to be a factor for Ateneo. Kind of a rough start for him, but he picked it up.
That's right. Well, he just needed a little tap, you know, to the back by Coach Timothy, and constant reminder as well. And Mansilungan, you know, getting the help of the net to get that point.
LPU scoring off of that technical timeout. Oh, and it's gonna be an ace for Colonia. It was really just misreceived by Ateneo.
Still not in their right places.
Magadia going to Medalla, got creative with it. Tough angle, still found a way.
Here you see how efficient Medalla is an attacker. Just that if you remember last huddle of Coach Timothy focusing on Medalla, where he has to sustain, you know, the hard work and play his role.
LPU now. Nice dig. Medalla. LPU slows that ball down. Castellano tried to go to Saporna, but Saporna could not get it over.
But still, you know, LPU able to cover the attacks. Nakakapag-set pieces that, you know, the hits not working well for these guys.
LPU going this time to Boris. Good work for De Castro.
A net touch was the contesting, but no calls yet. And that ends the rally. in favor of Ateneo.
Actually, LPU asking for 4 touches, saying that one attack was not over.
Right.
The other, on the side of Ateneo, they're asking for
The net touch.
yeah, a net touch. And sinasabi ni Coach Timmy, nakasal na raw dun sa poste. Para naman kay Coach Emil, hindi pa ba raw 4 touches yun?
And clearly there's a check by Aguilar.
Boris has stepped his game up, definitely, no doubt about it. Trying to resuscitate his team, down by 3. Magadia to Aguilar. Ateneo gets the point.
Colonia and Golyoso not in the right position, areas of responsibility to cover. Magkatabi na sila sa back row, and neither of them was able to take the ball.
We have a stoppage as a wet spot on the floor will need to be dried up. End of the day, we want the conditions of the court to be safe for our players. Ron Medalla serving for Ateneo. He can afford to smile a little bit at this point as Ateneo is up by 4 points here in the 4th set. Castellano quickly. Oh, but it was kept alive by Ateneo. LPU. Combination for Boris. Boris makes sure he gets that point.
I like how Boris gets to rejoice every time he gets a point.
I was just about to say, you gotta love how animated this guy is. But if you're LPU, you cannot love how that point was given up so easily for Ateneo.
Yeah, because they are trailing here, and you cannot commit error, especially at the service line.
Boris, that's out.
No, I like the aggressiveness though, but too much of an angle in that last attack.
It's going to be Enchica serving for Ateneo. They're up by 5, hoping to pull away here and get their first win. Well, a win in their first match, actually, in the Spikers turf. Overset. LPU still covered the floor there. That's going to be 4 touches on LPU.
Not careful in that last play.
It was because of what appeared to be a joust there.
In that last play, Biñas tried to block the ball, but it hit his hand, so that is counted as 1 already.
Hindi na tayo makareceive eh. Okay, sige, live yan ha, live yan. Ayun yun eh. Sino sa harap?
Si Sinmark,
Ako, coach. Si Sinmark. Si Boris, coach.
O yan. Nandito ka sa peso, di ba?
Oo po.
Dapat makagawa tayo ng atake na, yan ha, tatlong lakad dyan. Tatlong lakad dyan. Hindi naman ganun kagaling, malita. Malaki lang siya lang, gitna. Pag nag-big-quick ka dyan, ha? Nag-big-quick ka, sino yan dito?
Sinmark, katabi ko, coach.
Pwede pumatong na lang, o pag miss-receive, dudulo, doon si ano. Ha? O kaya, kaya ba mag-planning yung pag gano'n?
Ako po, opo.
Go! Let's go, guys! Hindi ka.
Inside the Paco Arena in Manila, Ateneo versus LPU. Ito yung naging kind of controversial. Walk us through what happened,
That's
Sheila.
1 touch already, 2. And then the libero getting the third one, setting that to the spiker, so that's already a violation.
And Ateneo, well, they give up a point. LPU getting to 10 here. trimming the deficit down to 5. Aguilar from the back row. Chance for LPU to set up. And they get that through. Saporna with a stare down as well after that point.
Kanina pa niya gustong gawin yun eh. But, you know, he always commits that error. But this time, perfect timing, able to hit that ball over. Na-delay yung blockers ng Ateneo, so that's a point for them.
Ateneo. Aguilar. Too wide. Oh, but there was a touch.
Yes, Castellano did not see that. But their officials saw. You know, there was a check from LPU.
16-11 is our score. We enter the second technical timeout of set 4. This is only the first game of the Ateneo Blue Eagles in the Spikers Turf Open Conference, so they have a lot more to go. They take on DLSU, their rivals, on Sunday, September 15, and then CEU on September 19, and then EC Drip on September 22nd. So it's going to be a loaded week for the Blue Eagles. 3 matches in a span of 7 days.
Well, we saw them late already as part of the conference.
Barika there at the back, holding up that Korean heart. An error given up by Ateneo. That continues to be the story for them, Sheila. They could have ended it actually in the 3rd set, maybe, if they were able to lessen their errors.
That's correct. Too many errors at the service line for Ateneo.
Castellano. Nice cross-court kill for Colonia.
And these guys of Coach Emil are talented as well. And that last attack of Colonia, nakita mo iwas na iwas yung palo sa blockers. And from that approach, he's been doing that many times already, seeing, you know, yung maliit na space on the floor defense of Ateneo.
They get to that ball, and it sends it right into us. But Glorioso putting some power into that. Ateneo moves up by 4 points, 17-13. It's gonna be their serve right now. Colonia. Second ball was not present for Ateneo.
Although there is a Llenos to get ready for that check ball, that's just too high for him.
LPU still humming. Magadia for Medalla.
Boris,
He hits Boris. Wow, that was a loaded attack if there was one.
Boris was hit in the chest, but that ball is still considered good.
Yeah, kaso nga lang wala nang
hindi na follow
nakahabol.
up. Yes.
Glorioso serve. Colonia, not over. Point for Ateneo.
Too low
and
for Colonia.
You know, from the huddles that we heard from Coach Emil, yan yung kinaiinis niya, you know,
yes.
when they are not even getting that ball over. Kasi for him, di bali na raw ma-block. Basta we get it. We give ourselves a chance to score. Good there. Good decision there. for Colonia. Ateneo up by 4, 19-15. Magadia going to Enjiga.
Magadia setting very well for Ateneo. Giving the chance to all his attackers to deliver points.
Up by 5 now is Ateneo. They're already up 2-1 here. They can end it here. Yun ang gusto nila. And again, not over yung atake ng LPU. And Coach Emil now feeling some pressure. Down by 6. Ateneo needing 4 more points before they get the win. Timeout for LPU. Serving now is Magadia for Ateneo. They are up by 6, threatening to end this match in 4 sets. This is the Spikers turf on One Sports. Running hit there, nice soft touch. Beautiful play. And it's Harvey Dizon getting that point.
Medalla and Enjiga did not anticipate that drop from LPU.
Kadalasan kasi, di ba, pag running hit, it's usually fast, quick, snappy. But that time, Dizon shaking things up. A net touch whistled on Boris, and he cannot believe it.
I really admire the leaping ability of this guy, plus the timing on defense. You can see yung hang time niya, but in that last sequence, clearly he touched the net.
Good serve for Medalla. And LPU starting to break down.
Colonia was just watching, not even aware of covering the back row of LPU.
Medalla. Loaded serves from him. Net defense of Ateneo picking up as well. Magadia will get it to Enjiga. LPU was there, ready for it. Boris tried to drop it. Magadia going now to Aguilar. And Saporna and Castellano, lack of communication, allowing that ball to slip through.
Well, you can see the teammates of Boris in that last play. Clearly miscommunication right there. And lahat nag-e-effort but to allow your opponent to get a point from that easy, easy act, that's really frustrating and disappointing as well.
And that now is the final point of this match. Ateneo taking it in 4 sets. LPU was able to give a scare in the 3rd set, but that was all we heard from the Pirates. Ateneo taking this one.
That's correct. Well, Ateneo trying to sustain, the power, momentum, and rhythm on their end. But again, you have to love, the resiliency and fearlessness of the Pirates in this match.
We'll talk more about this Ateneo win in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Ateneo taking a 4-set win over LPU in their first match in the Spiker Surf Open Conference. Best player natin is Ron Medalla with 11 attacks and 3 aces. Ron, your first game dito sa Open Conference and it's a win agad. Was it a big boost na siguro napanood nyo muna maglaro lahat ng ibang teams before you played your first match?
Wait, again, sorry.
You got medyo late kayo nag-start, so maybe napanood nyo na yung ibang teams before you played this match.
Oo, napanood na namin yung iba, pero ito kasi ibang pag nandito ka na mismo sa naglalaro, iba pa rin yung experience. So, yun.
And personally sa'yo, one of the huddles in the earlier parts of the game, challenge ka talaga ni Coach Timmy. Marami siya mga instructions towards you. How's that challenge for you and yung siguro yung ding chemistry in your relationship nyo na pwede kayo magpunahan ng ganon without losing that respect for each other?
Siguro, ayun, as a senior, kailangan ko talaga mag-step up. Kaya pinupush ako ni Coach kasi alam niya ako na yung isa sa pinakamatanda sa loob. So, ayun, kailangan ko lang i-feel yung pagkukulang na ng mga graduates sa amin. So, ako na yung mag-step up dapat.
And you guys have a lot more of games left in this tournament. Go ahead and invite everyone na sumuporta sa Ateneo.
Mini-invite po namin yung mga friends namin, yung family, and yung mga, syempre, yung mga friends and teammates ko na manood. Support nyo po kami. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron, and congratulations. Let's now watch the game highlights from this win from Ateneo.
Ateneo able to cap this match in 4 sets, 25-23, 25-20, 18-25, 25-26. You know, they're already pumped up at the beginning of this game. They get advantages from the contributions, of course, of Injigha, Medalla. You have Magadia, the center, everyone doing their part, you know, from the first to fourth set. LPU Pirates getting, you know, their share of the spotlight, but it's an on and off, and that is one thing that they have to be more consistent in their games moving forward.
Absolutely, and for Ateneo, this is just the start of their journey here in the Open Conference. They were successful, but, you know, I'm sure si Coach Timmy, he would have wanted his players to play a little bit better dahil narinig naman natin sa mga huddles niya, marami siyang mga reminders and, well, points of correction, if we may call it that. But for now, they will celebrate this win. A good start for them in this conference.
Of course, let's not forget again how excellent Pirates, you know, they able to give up a good fight in this match. For the past 3 games they've had, they continue to work hard, you know, and I believe lessons learned already for them, a couple of things, and I hope they were able to make adjustments and finally, you know, need to be able to capitalize those lessons learned from their previous matches.
We're down with the 2 matches here. We have a third one coming up. It's going to be the Army going up against FEU. That does it for us, my partner Sheila Salaysay, for everyone behind this coverage of the Spiker Surf. My name is John Sulit. Thank you for watching and catch the next game. It's going to be a good one between the Philippine Army and Hachiran FEU. Stay tuned.